track review.
Hello, my needle drops. Anthony Fantano, the internet's busiest music nerd here. And, yeah, I'm not really, dressed for track reviews. Could I get a better shirt? Thank you. Also, could I get a carrot? Thank you again. My needle drops. This is track reviews, where we talk about the latest in rock, pop, electronic, and experimental music, sometimes of the independent persuasion. But this case is not the case, since it's not the case. Picture of the single that this track comes from. It's by the band Cut Copy, the electropop trio from Australia, who have a new album slated for the beginning of 2011, and you know what? I don't even want to think of 2011 right now. We still have a full half of 2010. According to the comments on my favorites of 2010 so far, a lot of y'all don't even like looking at the middle of 2010. Doggy Bark and a Dancing Walrus said they were disappointed, and many asked why their favorite music wasn't on the list. Well, let me say that was simply a list of
my favorite albums
that I was listening to a lot simply because I own physical copies of them. And a lot of LPs didn't make that list because they weren't off the top of my head, and I didn't do a deep research into all the albums I reviewed because, hey, I was just thinking of what I've been enjoying. No reason to take it personally. It's not necessarily a reflection of what my end-of-year list will look like, so in the meantime, Maximus Mischief, cheer up and I'm sure my taste will get better. Or worse. Alright, so let's take a listen to this new single, Cut Copy with Where I'm Going. Link in the D-Box. Okay, Cut Copy, Where I'm Going. So this thing lasted about 3 minutes, 30 seconds, and opened with some really chopped, cycled, looped, jangling guitar and tambourine. Sounded like something that could have been on a Velvet Underground record. But once it kicks in and gets loud, then it's the feel-good summer jam of the summer. It's just so upbeat. There's talk of taking hands and dreams and a journey. There's not much about this song that isn't positive, right down to the chorus, which is essentially, yeah, 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 woo. The song sounds like a Beach Boys single with a really heavy, booming, chopped beat. This thing really calls back to the past, but definitely in more ways than one. Right down to the staccato keyboards, which remind me of a track from The Who, and then you have these really warm, milky vocal harmonies that sound way too close to the Beatles to completely ignore. It kind of makes me wonder if this band's been hanging out with Tame Impala. It's pretty derivative, and might not entertain someone who's looking for something deep. I've really got no qualms with the outside that it doesn't really have a distinct sound. Instead, it's kind of pursuing the sounds of other bands that are classic. But let me say, this is most definitely not a rehash of what they did on their first album or in Ghost Colors. I'm kind of feeling a strong 6 to a light 7 on this track. It didn't amaze me, but it was good. Nice, happy song. Can't say anything bad about it. It's like that guy that you know that you may not want to hang out with all the time, but while he's around, you're going to enjoy his company. But what do you think of this track? Do you love it? Do you hate it? And why? Anthony Fantano, Cut Copy.
forever.